everybody. Please welcome to the main stage a couple of marketing geniuses, a couple of my good buddies from the folks over at GTS, David Williams and Kyle Olin. And they're also joined by Ryan Wilkinson, who teed it up in a PGA Tour event here, the Myrtle Beach Classic, earlier this year. We're going to be talking with them in a second, but let's roll this video to kind of set the tone for our interview.
Five years ago, if you had said something like this could happen, I don't think anyone would have believed it.
I always had a dream of going and playing on a PGA Tour event.
I mean, it would be incredible.
Cameras definitely don't make it easier. I mean, the amount of views and reach that these guys have, I think this is how you grow the game. And
the Myrtle Beach Classic is teeing off as the PGA Tour's newest tournament event.
16 guys, 8 of them are YouTube guys. The other 8 guys are like Korn Ferry, big-time college guys.
This is an unbelievable thing that they put together here at Play Golf Myrtle Beach.
And that's the standard right there.
What are your thoughts on the Myrtle Beach Classic qualifier?
I actually would say it's been successful.
What a cool event and what a step forward in the community.
It was an interesting cultural experience.
Just sitting right there and it rolled in. Right by that pipe.
Oh!
Way off it is.
There we go. What a freaking day, huh? Let's go back to the tee. Never thought it would come with a chance like this.
One PGA Tour event could change my life.
To have this opportunity is awesome.
the amazing thing about golf is it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, one day can change your life.
My dad's been a PGA pro since literally the day I was born. We didn't grow up with anything, you know, we lived paycheck to paycheck. If it wasn't for him, there's no way in the world I would be here. You know, I wear my Shaftesbury Glen shirt here, and, you know, I am the pro there. I went out and played, and next thing you know, they announced me as a Diamondback employee through the first tee box. So I'm sitting, and I'm literally at work, and all of a sudden I get this email saying, welcome to the GTS Pro Tournament. So I call my dad, and, you know, what's going on? And sure enough, he signed me up for the event. Next thing you know, they come up to me and say, hey, you might have just won this. What really touched me was being in the pro shop and having this kid come run up to me and ask me if I'm Ryan, the one that made it to the queue. Seeing the impact that just this one event, we haven't even got to the queue yet. What this event has done for junior golf is extraordinary. And that's my future in this business. That is what's going to be the next generation. You know, we really need to start looking into this junior golf aspect and grow from it. Having the whole Myrtle Beach area on your shoulders and sitting there boosting you up, saying, hey, you know, we hope you make it, we hope you play well, you know, best of luck. I couldn't ask for much more. I've got guys that I've never even met before that come up and say, you know, we're rooting for you. You know, we're 100% on your side. Never would have thought that I'd be sitting in this chair, and there's a lot of great pros. They play a lot more golf than I do. I'm sitting in a spot where all I have to do is beat 15 other pros or social media influencers, and I'm going to the PGA. I've won tournaments in the past. I've played college golf, you know, won several tournaments there. I've played a few mini tour events, and I've won there as well. But I do believe I could win.
That's a cool piece of content right there. And that's really what it was all about, because one of the things that's really challenging for the PGA Tour, the folks that run the events and sponsor the events, is the the sponsor exemptions. You run a PGA Tour event, and you get letters from family you didn't know you had. And I was a guy that even when I was a member of the tour, I didn't get in all the time. And I remember writing some pretty cool letters to sponsors and tournament directors saying, if you let me play, my family and friends are going to come and they're going to eat more hot dogs and drink more beer, and it's going to have a positive impact on concessions if you let me play. I actually got in one because of those. But Kyle Olin, you came up with the idea of doing the Q, which has been wildly successful. It's a great way to identify a player to participate in the PGA Tour event, and the Q so far has gotten over 1 million views. So as a marketing professional, you got to be really thrilled with how it's performed.
Yeah, no, the Q was something that we created at Play Golf Myrtle Beach, and the idea was, hey, could we take 8 YouTube golfers? If you watch YouTube golf, you probably see these guys, George Bryan, Grant Horvat, and you see their game, and so we wanted to see, hey, could one of them make it and qualify on the PGA Tour through the Q? So we brought in 8 YouTube golfers against 8 aspiring professionals, one of which was Ryan Wilkinson right here. And Ryan got to play in that event, and which we'll talk about here in a minute.
Yeah, so Ryan, playing in the Q, something a little bit different than maybe you've ever experienced. Probably a lot of cameras out there and a lot of guys, these YouTube content creators, they're kind of my style. I like that. But tell me about your experience of playing in the Q.
Yeah, so it was a fun time. You know, I played all the way through college, played some of the mini pro tours, and eventually it led me into the position I'm at now at Shaftesbury. But it was a whole different ball game, stepping up in front of about 8 different cameras, following every single move, and being with guys who do this for a living. So I behind a pro shop counter, play once every so month, and now here I am playing with a bunch of guys that play every single day.
Speaking of guys behind the camera, David Williams here. I've been working with him for 5-6 years, and he's always behind the camera. See, what they do is they put the pretty people like me in front of the camera.
All right.
And they get guys like David behind the camera. But it had to be fun for you going out and shooting the Q.
Yeah, it was really cool. You know, it was an idea birthed by Kyle, really, and with help from our friend who we have affectionately named Cowboy Joe, Joe Gilliland, who's an agent for a lot of these YouTube content creators. But we actually, when Kyle and I were going kind of through the Q planning process, we were like, well, what's something we can do to kind of get one of our guys in there, right? And that's how we came up with the local professional qualifier, and that's how Ryan ended up actually getting into the field, into the Q.
Yeah, so Ryan, you actually won a qualifier to get into the Q. You played against, about 40 other Myrtle Beach golf professionals, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so once again, it was one of those crazy kind of ideas. You know, we had one of our professionals submitted into the event. He's actually one of our teaching pros, and my dad has nobody to play over at his club, so next thing you know, I'm a Diamondback employee playing for him. I get up to the event, and everything's fine. We're all of us kicking around anyways, having a good time, and it was just a fun, relaxed event. It was well put on, and next thing you know, here I am. I'm actually sitting at the bar at the end of the round, and I can't remember who it was that came up to me and said, "Hey, man, you
shocking
just won this."
To find David in a bar.
Hey.
Yeah, here I am thinking I might have to go to a playoff, and here I'm too deep. Like I might need to go straighten up.
Yeah. How did you go to the playoff?
Never went to the playoff. Won it flat and straight out. So.
Sounds like it's pretty lucky you didn't have to go in a playoff. Might have had 3 balls teed up.
So Ryan, we got a lot of folks out here playing in a tournament, right? You've recently won a tournament. What advice would you give to these guys and gals out there as they're playing the next 3 days?
Yeah, so when it comes to tournament golf, don't take it so serious. Step up to the first tee, have a big smile on your face, go out and have fun. You'll play the best rounds of your life just having fun.
I'm not buying that. I play better when I am really, really mad.
Me too.
You, sir, you look like an angry person. Do you play better mad?
Hey, he's very angry. He's my father-in-law.
Right, that's like right in there with saying, like, swing easy. Who the hell wants to swing easy and play happy? Let's go out there and be mad and swing hard, right? There's nothing better than bouncing a golf ball off a house. And if you are happy and you swing easy, that's just not going to happen.
I've hit plenty of houses in my golfing career, and I'm sure you have as well.
Another reason you're behind the camera. Yeah. So
I'm going to shut my mouth for the rest of my time.
So Kyle, this was something different. It was new. I'm hearing 1 million views. How do you measure if something like this is successful, and will it continue moving forward?
Yeah, so our goal at Play Golf Myrtle Beach and our company, we put on the Myrtle Beach World Amateur, and our goal is to bring new people into this marketplace, introduce them to the golf capital of the world. You guys are all here. This is one of the most amazing destinations, not only in the country, but in the world for the game of golf. So when we look at different marketing campaigns and strategies, we look at, hey, how can we get eyeballs on Myrtle Beach? How can we drive a narrative? So that's how we measure success. And ultimately, it is something we'll continue, because our goal is to continue bringing folks like yourself here into Myrtle Beach for years to come.
Yeah, it's really cool to see. And David, you do a great job in this space. And I can't believe I gave him a compliment. I'm going to regret that.
Thank
later.
you.
He may not look like much, but he's really super smart. That is another compliment.
Thank you again.
There's so much going on, the old school linear TV. I mean, I'm reading where Bryson DeChambeau's YouTube channel is getting more views than actual PGA Tour event on CBS or NBC on the weekend. It's almost like this entire space is changing daily. And I know this week the Creators Classic is being held during the Tour Championship. You're right in the middle of that space. And I got to think that the success of the Q has led to other folks copying content like this.
Kyle, I'm going to throw this to you real quick, but I'm going to tee you up here. I want you to read a quote that you said to me on a podcast last week. I believe it had it goes something like, imitation is the most sincere form of flattery.
Yeah, imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. And here's a great example. The Myrtle Beach World Amateur, which you guys are all here tonight at, is the largest amateur golf tournament in the world. You guys are sitting and being part of something that is truly special, that for years different places have tried to copy and replicate what takes place in Myrtle Beach this week, but nobody can. And likewise, other things have been copied and replicated, but the golf capital of the world has and continues to be the birthplace of so many great things, and we're so excited for y'all to be here.
But the Creator Classic that's taking place on Wednesday at the Tour Championship, it's good for the game, right? That's all that anybody's trying to do, is just to get more eyeballs on the game. And I feel like the Q was different from the Creator Classic. The Q had stakes with a spot in a PGA Tour event. So I was just kind of kidding with that comment off the jump, but it's good to see stuff like that continue to pop up.
Well, cool. Well, appreciate you guys innovating. I hope you guys have enjoyed that content. If you didn't see it this year, it sounds like you're going to see it next year and maybe years to come. Big thanks to Kyle Olin, David Williams, and Ryan Wilkinson for coming up here and giving us your time. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Charlie.
All right. We'll be back up here in a few moments. I'm going to introduce you guys to Alyssa Lang and our Spirit Award winners. So hang in there. We'll be right back with you in a few minutes.